Welcome to today's collective reading. This is Trinity Gaia Oracle. I did pull a power animal card for today, and that is the polar bear. Such beautiful artwork. Symbology, power, wisdom, and peace. Like the image of the Coca-Cola polar bears. Could be polar bears, so like the mama or papa with the baby. The refreshing playfulness to it, the nurturing. Let's see here. What? Divine Spirit Team, Guardians, Guides, the collective tuning in today to know what is going on with the collective. Oh, okay, very clear. Got it. All right. They would like some angels for you guys for today, as well as power animals. So, what angel? Okay, we have divine timing. Let's see here. We have a little Cupid here. I'm just going to cover him. He's all, cute like and oh, cherub. Cherub, yes. There it is. Divine timing. Oh, okay. We want archangels now. Okay, cool. Divine timing, archangels. And just so you know, the arrow is pointing to the left of this little cherub. So, a very clear indication that this cherub is going to point to the angel or archangel for you guys. But the divine timing is it's got something to do with the archangel for today. Not so much that it's necessarily resting on that archangel, but something to do with what they oversee. Like if it's about kids, then it might have something to do with children. It's about passion, what you're creating, grounding, earth, nature. Oh. I just reminded myself of Tim the Toolman Taylor. It's funny. All right, so we have the counselor here, Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. The connection to your higher self, to all that is. You are that trunk, the tree that connects that above so below. You ground. It's connecting all of that. I mean, you look at all of the kaleidoscopes here. Ooh, dreams. Okay, so sometimes when you first come out of your dreamlike state, or you first fall into it, you will wake up to these resonance patterns. It's been a part of like Hindu, like awareness, but it's also been something that they have found to be present within research studies when it comes to studying sleep, because there's just so much we do not know, especially when it comes to lucid dreaming. Maybe learning a lot in your sleep, whether you're consciously aware of this or not. Interesting that sleep would come out for me. Interesting. All right. So, divine timing, Cupid, Valentine's. Cupid is also kind of reminiscent of Eros, which Eros has been covered in the Divine Masculine Healing Oracle readings that I have done. That maybe have some synchronicities in it for you guys. I would invite you to check that out, see if some aspect to that kind of pops out at you for the assertive energy. Possibly even just helping you to understand yourself or those that are in more masculine or assertive energy around you. I will likely do more of a Divine Feminine series as well, but I started with the Divine Masculine just because I think that in a lot of ways, and I understand why Divine kind of guided me to that literally came right out, is because there's a lot of misunderstandings of both sides of it, and distortions and illusions, and really unfair narratives, depending on whichever culture you have been exposed to, that just is not necessarily true for the human reality versus the cultural one. Okay, so we have the Hive Queen. Ooh, you are the queen bee. Look at you. You have been crowned. And yet again, there's this earthiness to it. So much of our world blooms because of bees. You are able to cultivate, empower, nurture those that you interact with to be able to go out and pollinate, to spread that wisdom, that light, that humbleness, that love, that balance. My last readings, it talked about harvest and that as well. So that may be a synchronicity for you guys. There may be some things in there for you. But, I mean, you can't ignore that you have this Archangel Azrael really highlighting that counselor aspect. And you being the queen bee, by the way, this is number 31, so 4, foundational. Oh. Enjoying that journey. I mean, you've had to go through a lot to be able to be that counselor. Someone could not come to you going through some heavy stuff and feel like you actually hear them if you haven't obviously been through some stuff too. So you've worked through some heavy things. With the harvest, it's now you get to enjoy the fruits of this. You get to enjoy the blooming of your light, of your connection, of all that you have been nurturing in your reality from the upper. Your lower is now mirroring that of the upper. The concept of the higher you go in vibration, the lower you must heal as well. There's a lot of courage here. Okay. The enjoying of the journey to me is now you get to enjoy unwrapping the fruits of that labor. Oh wow, there's so much there. Okay. Woo! Doing acrobatics. Right, one more. Okay, we got 2 more. Boop, boop, boop. All right, so we're going to start with the top of the deck. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Your dream, your passion, you're creating, what you're giving to, what you're nurturing, and the willingness to receive and co-creating it. Knowing that it's not just you, that there is a guiding light within you. And I mean literally light. I don't mean, like sometimes people, they talk in opposites. Be careful with that. Your intuition will let you know who those are. That's false light. When they say follow the light and they're actually doing really corrupt, messed up things, not really following the light. They mean they're following the darkness. Then we have a Three of Wands. Yet again, Trinity, the tree symbolism coming out here. As above, so below. And then there's you, the trunk, the three. And we have Queen of Cups. Interesting. Greatest love in the deck, being receptive, nurturing all those seeds. These two came out together. They did, and they landed just like this. So you are in Temperance energy, and there is rapid movement forward through your free will. But you are backed by the divine. And this white horse, it's a symbolism. It's part of Chariot, like one side is dark, one side is light. Sometimes it's presented as horses. Sometimes they're like lions or other animals. Trust that this horse would be similar to like Gandalf's horse. Like, this is a magical creature. Wherever you're going, you're going to get there. You don't have to worry about it. You're going to get there. With that temperance, it is about that movement. And then we had a bit of, deception energy coming out through here. And we have a nine of swords. It's, you are very aware when this voice of doubt speaks. And that it's not true light. And you are truly anointed, protected, being guided. You're a child of the divine. You were sent here. You incarnated with a mission to assist people, to spread that light. And this light compared to this light, very different. This is light from above. This is light from below. But you are connected to both, whereas this being can barely be illuminated. It has to be summoned from darkness through someone's will. This is projection energy. Definitely projection. And it's affecting how you're paying attention to detail. This Eight of Pentacles. It's affecting how you view what's before you. Like, these little tiny filaments are tangled and you're trying to untangle them. And this, similar to what came through in the last reading about how it's affecting your ability to retrieve information that you know. Like, I was stumbling over finding the name of Medusa. And that Pegasus was born from Medusa. When she was slain, Pegasus came out of her neck, out of her blood, which to me is like more DNA kind of a deal. This energy may try to interfere, but you know the truth. You may be in this state, entertaining it. It thinks that it has control, but really you're playing it. It thinks it's played you. But really, because you're anointed and you're tapped in and you're guarded and you're guided, even if you don't know in this timeline, in this moment, know that in truth, the divine has always had this on lockdown. Your future self knows and is helping you. You are actually playing this energy. It thinks that it has control. And that's right where the divine and your future self, higher self, want it. Know that. And then strength, which makes sense for it to come right after that, because it thinks that you're at war with yourself. It thinks that your allies, your soul tribe, if you identify as someone who has a soulmate counterpart that you're coming into alignment with, it thinks that you and these energies you're meant to create with see you as enemy. When in truth, you look at those eyes. It's recognition. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be the bully that thinks about taking her lunch money, because that lion puts a paw on them. They're just stuck. They're done. It's also about facing your fears. That's part of what this challenge is here is these doubts, these projections, these words, these possibly at times emotional false memories. Like little pockets, little timeline capsules of awfulness, right? Like you'll just find yourself triggered by some synchronicity into having a memory that then ends up having a double whammy of thought and emotion. In overcoming that, you're demonstrating your strength. And you have done this because not just anybody can be the queen bee. When a queen dies, the ants around her, not the ants, interesting, ants might be a synchronicity. The bees around her then start bathing certain larvae with a specific kind of like saliva that increases the chances of them becoming queens. But only one can be queen. There may be a couple that end up hatching, but one of them ultimately ends up being the queen and the other not. You are the queen bee. And then we had the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands that came out. This individual is telling me that this is the last challenge for the assertive energy to attain before it fully embodied the Emperor energy. That looking to the left, looking to their receptive side, looking for their feminine, willing them into being there, saying, I have everything ready, I've paid attention to the detail, my nights have been thorough. The work has been done. Everything has been forged. I am ready for what is to come. This is very, very profound here. Such a beautiful story. And to have Polar Bear, power, wisdom, and peace. You are creating a future that's built on a solid foundation. It's not easily shook. You will be able to roll with the storm, the earthquakes, anything that will come. Anything that will come. Before we close here, because this is what you're being asked by your spirit team, divine, to be open to. In the now, as well as going into your future and being open to what's coming. This deck is more of the assertive energy, more of the masculine. What are you actively giving to? What are you choosing? Even if you are in a receptive predominant state, what are you still choosing to give your focus to? Okay, they want me to start with what's on the bottom. We have Six of Swords. Moving into calmer waters, coming into alignment. At the top we have Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So not out in the cold, coming into alignment. Right. Okay. Wow. Okay. So we have Queen of Swords reverse, Page of Swords reverse, Eight of Pentacles reverse. Oh boy. Very knowledge. This is, I normally don't take three like this, but this is telling me the level of illusion that this Nine of Swords wanted you to have. That you would be able to discern truth from falsity and that you would cut everyone and everything out. This is the narrative they wanted you, or are still trying to push at you. That you would not be met with truth, instead you would deliver illusion and you would only believe illusion. And that everything you created would fail. That what goes up would not come down. All right, you wanted to give voice to that. Cool. Is there anything else you would like to share with the collective tuning in here for where they give their focus? Because frankly, I mean, when you encounter energies like that, projections, thoughts, emotions, know that is this weird, like, what is, are those tentacles, or is that actually like Medusa-ish like thing? Like, that's not true light. That's not true light. I mean, it may be a teacher because it's showing the contrast for you. It's not about vilifying it. It's about teaching you the difference between true and false light. Okay? And that may be triggering. And believe me, I get that because I've been there. I've been there, but that doesn't change that you learned something about yourself as a result of having that, wait, what? You were lying to me kind of experience, right? Like you now know when someone does X, Y, or Z that you kind of knew maybe was a little different. Now you know it as a tell. You now know the next time you encounter that it's more than likely someone who's being deceptive. So it's a gift in disguise. Yeah, I definitely feel that some people got triggered there, and there's healing that can be had there, and only you can choose to empower that. This is an invitation to do so, to be able to really look at it and not let it have the ability to trigger you anymore. To take that power from it. Ooh, King of Swords. Wow. Coming out right as I said that. Ooh, you are standing on business. You're like, okay, yes, I may have emotion that's triggered by thought, but logic, truth, what is actually right before me that I could put a sword in. Wow, this is very intense. Oh boy, okay. You can feel like that energy, like the divine is mad that this is something that's coming into you. Like protective. Then we have the Hermit. You've not only, like you, the divine is coming down. The divine is coming down. The divine is claiming you in this moment, is saying, I've had enough. This one is mine. Ooh, and all that attitude. The Knight of Spears. Ooh, inverted. The Knight. Paying attention to detail. Because this is coming down in because, you know, there is no shame in being connected to the divine. And when you're going through something like an initiation into being the Queen Bee, yeah, there's no shame in going, maybe it might be a good idea to be connected to the divine. Maybe it'd be a good idea to ask for help when I need it and know that I will receive it, even if I'm not the most, you know, non-emotional, triggered individual. When I do, it's grounding it into logic. You are my child, and I will not allow that you protect your purpose, what you're creating with me, to fail. This is divine intervention, divine timing. It is time. Believe it, own it, feel it, know it to be true. That is definitely a strong energy. And I hope you feel it coming through. There is a protectiveness of, oh, hell no, coming through. The Fool in reverse. Yeah. Okay, you look at that inverted. Now check it out upright. The Fool can go right upright if it decides. This does not look comfortable. This looks like agony. This is someone that has been living in this little sliver of darkness for so long, envying that being that's in the light, that's balancing on that tiny little pole, that this individual is making sure is there, so there is contrast for them. Have you learned? Have you learned? And that it's inverted. It's telling me you have this aspect of you does not need to be striving anymore. It's valued, it's understood, it's cared for, it's loved. And because of that, The divine is coming down into the physical and claiming this purpose, claiming you, stopping this pain and this struggle. So what really did the collective, what did they do in particular to inspire this specific, what was the tipping point? What were we waiting on here? What action did they take that really tipped this into the divine, saying it's time to do this. It's time to, dance. And I mean not like the waltz kind of dance, like the beautiful dance of martial arts. Do you want me to use a different deck for this one, Divine? That would be a no. Okay. Interesting, because they were hugging one another as they fell. There's 3 of them here. So, you freed yourself. 8 of Swords in the inverted. You connected with me. Created with me. And that you were found to not be in love, in union, in connection with self or with another, that you were not in that space of vulnerability, and that was unacceptable. Now, I don't know, but it may be seen as something that's a little much, being that, it's kind of abstract, but pretty much what this image is here is the blending of 2 forms that are in an intimate embrace. Perfectly balanced in strength, and by strength, it's not just like brawn. There's great strength in being receptive, to being that soft space for that brawn to lay their head and just be their inner child, because they know you can handle all of that they are, and not be scared of them. And that, the receptive side of it, being all of that, and yet having such a sharp wit, having such a strategic mind, because you see what the other side, the assertive energy, doesn't see, and you're able to give them that has been able to kind of pull the wool over their eyes, and they get so frustrated because you see the other side. You're able to show them the pieces that have been missing in their strategy. So there is great strength in both sides. And they value what our cultures have labeled as weaknesses in each other as actual strengths. It's being able to understand each side because you can see a piece of yourself in that other individual. To boil it down into a concept of a relationship, and I may be preaching to the choir here, but there are some individuals that are watching right now that have never heard this. And once they do, they may be connecting dots, seeing things from a different perspective, and grounding that truth into their reality. So, interesting. Because I'm not supposed to share that now. Huh. Weird. Okay then. Maybe you guys already know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't need me to share it. You are the counselor. You are that bridge. But know that there are individuals that need to know this truth that you know, because they're scared to believe it, because they haven't seen any evidence of it being in its full completion before them in their life. They've seen bits and pieces, most likely in movies and books, and they just think it's a fairy tale. But if you're like, no man, I've been there, I've lived that, I've seen it, I've experienced it. Even if I wasn't on the inside of it, I know it to be true. Being someone that can inspire pollination is sharing those truths that you do know. You guys are, yeah, like this collective tuning in, you guys are able to make a lot of waves. And it is no joke to your spirit team and the divine that this energy has been doing what it's been doing to your mind and your heart. It is no laughing matter to this energy. And it's inviting you to ground into the logic that is before you, the truth. If this, then that equals that. 1 + 1 = 2. A + B = C. Just very grounded in, yeah, that thought, yeah, that feeling. But can they prove that what they say is true? Can you reach out and poke it? Can you pinch it? Can you touch it? No? Well, then it's illusion. Anchor into that truth, that logic. And you're receiving that assistance. I mean, I could say it is divine timing, but I'm feeling this is more like divine timing unfolding. That is why the enjoyment of the journey, this is you getting to unwrap this gift of being able to experience divine intervention. That you have been going through so much in choosing light, choosing love, choosing positivity, and not feeling like it was choosing you back, possibly. And maybe there's someone you're interacting with, someone you know as a counselor that is going through this. Being able to tell them, hey, this is the divine choosing now. It is time. Everything has started to fall into place. Enjoy the unfolding of it. Pull that first little ribbon out. Take that little bow off. Dust a little of the glitter. Giggle a little bit. Have a little bit of fun with it. Definitely feeling like a little bit of fairy energy here around this queen. Play. Oh, bless me. Excuse me. Oh, little factoid for sneezing. Did you know that when you sneeze, your heart stops beating for a moment? And that the folklore, the history of saying bless you after you sneeze is because people were aware in that moment that maybe death would come because your heart stopped. The more spiritual side to it is that in that moment, even if they didn't have the science to it, there was the concept that when you sneezed, because the heart stops, and we know that now, it kind of makes sense. But that evil spirits, okay, that you were a little more vulnerable in that moment. So people would bless you to kind of cover you with light, to shield you, to give you a little extra oomph. That's why they would say bless you. Now, in this situation, the angel of death is not your enemy. The angel of death is your ally. You do not have to worry about anything being projected at you that seeks any endings for you. You do not have to worry about that. The divine's going, that one's mine. You don't have to worry about that. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. I am so grateful to have co-created this reading with you guys. You're beautiful souls, beautiful individuals, and your strength is profoundly grounded and humble, yet incredibly strong as a response to that. You've gone so deep that you've reached so high. You've gone so deep within yourself that you've ascended so high that the divine is able to be like, yep, that one, that one's mine. I know this one. I recognize my child. I'm going to make sure my child knows that they're not alone, that they're loved. And there's this co-creation here. You freed yourself. Very, very humbled to be able to have channeled this for you guys. And enjoy the unfolding of this. Have fun with it. Savor every moment. And allow yourself to be surprised, not in anxiety when, oh my gosh, did I really just know that? Oh, did that really just happen? It may take time. But you're stubborn, obviously. Your will is very strong to be able to approach these things that once maybe didn't go so well because of this move, like this energy here, right? Now the divine has claimed you. There's like an extra sphere of light around you. Anchor into your logic. Yeah. So please do like, share, comment, subscribe. My details are down below. If you want a personal, send me an email. I have it set to visible, I believe. Number synchronicity, 222. Interesting. And it just flipped to a 3. So that's 2 3s because we had 3 2s and then the 3 showed up. So it's a mastering of 222. We're good now, right, Divine? You got anything else you want me to do here? Okay. All right, then. So the divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.